Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel once again. Today we are going to learn about how to create a business chart called highlight points in time. This is a combination of two charts and it is a combo chart and it is going to have some dynamic features. And using this chart you can highlight anything out of the charts. For example, suppose if you want to highlight a year or a point where the growth is less than 10% or less than 20% on whatever percentage you want to show that in this particular year your growth is this much. So if you want to show such points in the chart, we can use this kind of chart and it is very useful to present your data to your client, your boss, that sir, during this period of year in year 2000 we were having a minus 10% growth, we were having 15% growth, we were having 0% growth. So based on the criteria which you fit, it can show, it can highlight the chart area. To get to know it better, we will do it practically. So without wasting any second, let's make search chart in Excel. So here we have some sales data of a company from the year 2000 to 2020. So this is a sales figure of 20 years and the sales figure is given for each corresponding year in this table. We are having two tables, but we are also having two additional columns where there is a percentage of growth over last year. This is 35% growth over last year. Last year, 2000 sales was 1000 and then in 2001 your sales was 1347 and it is given so on. So what is the percentage growth of 2001 over 2000? So to calculate the growth over last year, what we need to do is that we have to minus the last year growth from present year divided by last year into 100. So let's make it here is equal to, so present year is this one, so we have to minus this from the last year. So we have to minus the last year from this year, b3 minus b1 bracket close. We have to put the bracket first here, first bracket, and then divided by last year, and then we will get 347. And if we convert this into percentage, then it will give you 35%. Accordingly, we can drag it like this and then it will give 17% because the formula is being copied to the corresponding cells below since we are dragging it down. Alright, so the easiest way is, instead of doing all this b3 minus b2, another way of doing it is like this. b2 means present year divided by last year. Last year is b1 minus 1 and it will also give you the same thing. So let's convert this into percentage. It will give you the same figure. Alright, so we are using here the second one, which is the easiest one, that b3 divided by b2 minus 1. It will give you the growth of this year over last year. Now this column is added to find out that which is the year which has what percentage of growth, because based on the growth we are going to highlight the area on our conditions. Like in this chart, we are highlighting those years where the growth is minus 10%. So here it is given 10%. If I give it here 20%, less than 20%, then it will show this. So in the year 2005, the growth was minus negative 20%. So let's see here in 2005, it is minus 21%. And if I change this one to 2%, minus 2%, then it will give all these years. Means 2002, 2005, 2009, 2011, 14 and 16. So here it is 17, means whatever percentage minus percentage more than 2% are being highlighted here. We need this column to show this column chart. Okay? Column chart is being plotted against this figure. Unless we don't have this figure, then this column chart won't be there. That's why to create this column chart, we are creating another column here. And why we need the maximum number? We are finding out the maximum cells out of all these cells because we want the highlight point to be so high that it reach the top edge of the y-axis. If it was just the any random figure, see, we can put any figure in this one irrespective of this maximum, because we are finding out the maximum number, but it is not necessary that we have to find out the maximum number. We can put any random number. Let's see, instead of that this max, let's put it something else like 1000. Okay, 1000. I will just put 1000, and then I will drag it. So everywhere it is 1000. How do you find that this chart and the previous chart? Now it is being highlighted here, but it is not crossing the chart which is here. So we want this column chart to cross the line chart which is plotted. That is the actual chart of this growth company. So we want to highlight crossing this bar chart to cross over the line chart. So to do so, instead of putting it a random figure, it is always better because the highest point of the chart will be the highest sales figure, right? So in this chart, we are having the highest sales figure in the year 2020, and that is 4021. So 4021 is here. So if we put it 4021, then all this bar chart, column chart will be as high as 4021. So let's put it here 4021. 4021, and this is becoming here, and then let's drag it, let's copy it. So all are coming up to here. Now it becomes very manual since we have only up to 4021. Suppose tomorrow if sales figure of 2021 is also coming and this sales figure is 5000, then what will you do? Now this table is not Excel table, that's why the value is not being taken, but we can include this figure also by dragging this blue line like this, and then I'll put this one also same. Now the size of the chart has increased up to this one, but the column chart remains here at 4021. So it is not moving as per the table. So tomorrow another year is added and its sales figure become 8000. Then I have to change the formula again. I have to change this to from 4021 to 5000 again. So every time there is an increase in the sales amount, I have to again write the code here. So to avoid this one, we are using the max formula. So to understand it, so how we are calculating all this stuff, we will be starting from the scratch. Now let me delete this chart here, and then also remove this one, and then let me delete all this stuff. So what is the actual chart which we want? Now we want a chart of these cells only, right? So just select the data, go to insert and insert a line chart. Now the Excel has not recognized this as a year, so we have to change this one. We'll to add chart data, and then we will change this year, edit it. Oh no, first we have to delete this year and then edit this one to year. Now it will be treated as an axis. Okay, it is treated as a x-axis. So to create the highlight point, we need to add one more column, that is the percentage growth. Here let's write it percentage growth percentage. It is only a helping column and we do not even need this one. We can directly calculate this percentage growth in the in the formula itself, but now just to make you understand, then we are calculating another separate in the separate column. Here it is the sales is starting from 2000, so we don't have 2019 yeah 2019 figure here. That's why we have to calculate it here, because last year was the initial, so there is no growth. It is 100% growth, right? Company was not started in the year 1999, it was just started in the 2000, so the growth will be started calculating from 2001 onwards. So we are calculating here. So to calculate the growth of this year, we will be dividing the present year by the last year minus 1, and it will give you that percentage is already I have selected this percentage figure. Otherwise, if it is in general, you will find like this. Then only you need to apply the percentage format, then it will convert into percentage. Now let's drag it to all cells, and it will give you the growth of that particular year over last year. So this is the 35% growth over last year, and this is minus 17% growth over last year, because last year in 2001 it was 1347. The percentage growth of this year is given here for all years. Now your boss asks you, please show me the points where there is a minus growth, a minus negative growth of more than 10%. Or sometimes he may ask you, okay, again you show me the minus negative growth of less than more than 5%. Then we have to create another point that we have to find out from this sales data that what is the actual percentage growth, and if the percentage growth is less than that given figure, then show me that area as a column chart. So here the condition is given here. So the condition is highlight if below minus 10%. This is what the condition is. Now we have to find out from this data that in which year the growth of that year is below minus 10%. So to calculate, we have to use if formula. So here I will be using if this year's figure is less than this, then true, else false. So it is a false. So where is true? There is a true, there is a true, there is a true, there is true. Okay. These are true, that the growth is minus 17%, 21%, 17%, 17, 13, and so on. So wherever there is a growth below 10%, minus 10%, then that will show you as a true. But we cannot highlight using the true or false, because true and false is a text string, and chart works only with the number. So instead of putting false, if we put, say, this figure, then it will show you the figure, but there are still some text. False is there. Wherever there is, the condition is not match. So instead of putting that false, again we can keep it here blank like this. Then it will show only those area where the conditions met. So these are the cells where the conditions of these conditions is fulfilled. What is the condition? The condition is that highlight the area where the growth is below minus 10%. So let's check it here. It is minus 17%. So it is conditions are fulfilled. That's why we are taking this figure. So if we plot a chart using this figure, then it will give you exactly the height of that area only. So let's add another chart here. Select data, then add. We need the column name. So column name is nothing but, then we will put it here like this. So we get this one. Now let's change this into combo charts. Change the chart type to a combo chart. Okay, and then change the first sales data as a line chart, and then second data is a column chart like this. And let's remove this one. So here the highlighting point is touching the point area only. So it doesn't look good. If you want to make this column chart as high as the highest point of the line chart, then we need to add some other conditions. We need to put some more conditions here. So instead of putting this sales figure, we can do something else. So let's do it like that. If you want to take the maximum figure, means what is the maximum figure, that is 5,000. So whatever chart we are going to put it here, the column height of the column chart will be always at the maximum value. So next day after tomorrow, if the sales value is becoming 6,000, then it will again calculate up to 6,000. So this cell is going to take the highest figure among the all sales figure. So to take the highest sales figure among the sales figure, we have a formula in Excel called max. So max is nothing but it calculates, it finds out the maximum figure among the data range. So max is the formula which will find out the highest sales amount within the selected range. We are selecting all the sales data here, and from this sales data, max will return the highest sales amount. So this is the one. And then if the conditions are not met, then we want nothing. Nothing means double quotation. Now let's copy it. So the height of the bar chart, column chart, is now as high as the height of the line chart. So tomorrow, if this sales figure becomes 7,000, then it will become like this. It will be as high as the height of the line chart. All right, 5,230, like this. Now let me change it here, 4,032, like this. So every time you change it, this height of this column chart will also change accordingly. Now we want to add something else. Here the height of this line chart is also at 4,320, and it is also at 4,320. So if we want to plot it a little bit higher than this actual chart, then what we need to do? We can do that by adding 100 points or 200 points, whatever numbers you want to add. So we can add like this. Now let's add 100 only. So 100, then it will give some edges over the actual chart. See, this one has increased up to this much. Now it's not there, so let's add it 200 points. And then let's copy it. Now it has increased up to 4,520, and whenever this chart goes, so suppose I will add here 4,500. This will also increase up to 4,500, but the column chart will increase 4,500 plus 200, because we have additionally added 200 points here. To the maximum value of the chart, we have added another 200 points. That's why the height of this column chart will always be higher or taller than the actual chart, so that it looks nice, right? So you got to know that why we are adding 200 here. Got to know why we are using the max formula. Max formula we are using so that we get the maximum figure of the sales amount, and the column chart is plotted like that. So this is how we can create a chart with highlighting over a period of time. And this is dynamic, because why it is dynamic? You can change the condition anytime. See, here it is 10%. So if I put it minus 20%, but here it is still the same. Let me see, again 21%. Why it is not working? Here it is only 21%, is only 1, right? Here it is only 1, then it should show only one column, right? It is not working. Why it is? So we missed to freeze the point. We missed to freeze this one. See, it is B2 to B23. Next one is B3 to B24. This one is, see the range here, B3 to B4 to B25. So every time we are dragging this one, the range is being shifted. So to avoid this one, what we need to do is, this one is also H3, this one is H4. See here also this cell is being shifted down. Every time we drag it down, the cells value are being shifted. That is because we haven't freeze the cell or the range. So we need to freeze this one. This cell always remain constant because every time we are checking compared to this cell value, right? So we have to freeze this one and also to freeze this cell range like this. Now let's drag it again. See, so 21% minus 21%, it is only here, right? That's why we are getting only one highlight point here. So that's why it is dynamic. If I change this to minus 15%, then it will give this figure. So now we can change the condition also. We can put another condition here, highlight. Okay, now we'll change this condition. Here we will calculate another one, is equal to if this is more than this F4, then max of this one, press F4 plus 200, else blank. So it will highlight only when there is more than 50% growth. So none of the cells are more than 50% growth. So let's put it here 20%. Then we are getting this one. Now we can include another chart. We can create another chart including this sales figure. So first thing is we have to select this both and then hold the control key and then drag it like this. Then go to insert chart element, combo chart. Where is the combo chart? It is here. Create a combo chart like this. All right, then we'll change the chart type, select data. This one we will change to this one. Now it's okay. Now change the chart type, combo. Here is clustered column, cells. No, it should not be clustered column. I think we need to remove this here as a, so select data, remove this here. Now it is okay. All right, go to chart type, then sales figure is a line chart, and then the highlight point is a column chart. Now again it will highlight this one. So these two chart we can put it for together, or we can create one more chart. Let me reduce the size a little bit. Here is for highlight more, this is for highlight 2. So every time you change it here 10%, so it will show like this. This one minus 10%, it will show like this, 15%, like this, 30%, like this. So this is how we can create the chart highlighting a certain point over a period of time, and this can be very useful when you want to show where the sales of your company has grown or has less grown over a period of time. Hope you like and enjoyed this video, and if you think so, hit the like button and share your feedback in a comment down below, and also subscribe to the channel if you have not subscribed it. And do not just subscribe, hit the bell icon so that you do not miss any of the new videos I uploaded. I will see you in the next video. Till then, take care. Bye bye.